Hi, I'm Dr. Noah Zinkin. I want to show you today how to make a snorkel mask with a filter that can be used for personal protective equipment. So with the COVID crisis, there is a shortage of personal protective equipment, especially N95 masks. And there's always a question as to how reliable N95s are and whether or not we can improve on the effectiveness of those masks. So I have a disclaimer, even though I'm a doctor, I'm not an expert in designing these masks, and these are not FDA approved and have never been formally tested in any way. All right, so the question of can we make something more effective against the droplets of COVID, and COVID apparently can sometimes be aerosolized as well. Is there something that is even more effective than an N95 mask? Well, today I'm going to show you about the full face snorkel mask. I think the full face snorkel mask has at least three advantages. One is it gives you full facial protection, so it doesn't require the use of additional goggles. Second is it provides a very tight seal around the face that I think is probably much more airtight than an N95. And lastly, we can use an efficient medical filter that would be used for ventilators that should very efficiently filter out viral particles. Okay, now to make the mask, first you'll need a full face snorkel mask that you can get from Amazon. There are a lot of different brands, a lot of different colors available. Most people would take the larger size mask. I like the brand greatever primarily because the snorkel is round and therefore accommodates the filter well. You'll also need a medical grade filter. This particular filter is the ViroMax filter by AM Systems. It's designed for ventilator circuits, and it's rated as 99.99% efficient at filtering viral particles. The way I make the mask is with the Dremel to adjust the mask to accommodate the filter. There are other approaches you could take, such as making adapters using a 3D printer. I don't have access to a 3D printer, but that would be another good way to do it. And lastly, you'll need some duct tape, which helps provide an airtight seal. I'm going to have one daughter demonstrate how to make the mask with the Dremel, and then I'm going to have my other daughter demonstrate how to seal it and put on the mask and test for leaks.
So in order to make the mask, you're first going to have to remove the snorkel piece that the mask originally comes with. Once that piece is off, it's clear that there's plastic pieces in the snorkel attachment that you're going to have to remove in order for the filter to fit, because currently it does not. I'm going to shave down the pieces with a Dremel, and as you can see, you're going to have to remove, or not remove, but shave down both sides. And once those are shaved down, you can test and see if the filter fits, which it should. I would recommend wearing eye protection so the plastic does not get in your eye. You're going to turn the Dremel on a low setting, and you're going to begin on the sides. And you're going to want to try to avoid the outside piece so that the seal still fits. So as I finish up drilling it, as I get to the end, I'm going to want to test to make sure the filter fits properly in the snorkel area. And once you finish drilling, you're going to want to make sure that the filter fits properly in the top of the mask. In this case, it does fit properly. However, if it does not, just drill a little bit more to make sure that it does fit. Once you're done drilling, the mask is likely going to have a lot of plastic on it, so you're going to want to wash it off before you use it.
So once we've washed out the mask, this should be the final product. Now we're going to take the filter and place it in. Okay. Now to get an airtight seal, we're going to take a piece of duct tape and wrap it around. and just squeeze it to make sure there's nothing. So now we're gonna put the mask on and check for a tight seal. To do this, we cover the top and breathe in. So if there is a tight seal, when you breathe in, it'll suction to your face.
A few issues will come up with these masks. First, how to best clean it. I don't know if there's a perfect way to clean it, but what I do is I wipe it down with a disinfectant wipe and then I rinse that off with water. Some people would dip it into a bleach solution, but I think any of those are probably going to be fine. The next question would be, which is the best filter to use? Like I mentioned, this is the ViroMax filter. It's rated 99.99 for viruses. There are other filters that are even more efficient, but the question is that really necessary? And do certain filters make it harder to breathe through it? So that's another issue that people who are interested could look at. And one final issue is that most of these masks have a valve down by the mouth where you can exhale, and that's a way that's really designed to get water out of the mask when you're snorkeling. The question is that exhalation valve a problem? The main issue would be when you exhale, what you breathe out does not go through the filter, and would that be a problem for people around you, such as if you're operating? I think that if you're concerned about that, you can seal off that part of that filter or that valve with duct tape. Finally, I just want to mention that there are many people who are really interested in this, and there's a group out of Stanford that's doing research and trying to get FDA approval on this concept. That group has a project called the New Mask Project, and I'm going to include a link if you're interested in checking them out. Thanks a lot for listening.